going on, guys? My name is Zuccone.
My name is Samantha Rohde.
We're with Segway Factory Racing. We're down here at the 2025 Sand Sports Super Show. We're going to do a full build breakdown walkthrough of the Super Villain race car and show you guys everything that we've done to modify this car to get it race ready. Starting up front, we got this awesome front bumper with these Baja Designs lights. We talked about our setup yesterday and why we use the lights that we run and the purpose of each light and why they're placed in certain areas. So yeah, up front we have the bumper with all our Baja Designs light packages. Moving behind, we have the front suspension that we've modified. There's stock upper and lower control arms that we gusseted in certain areas to add a bit of strength, as well as the front shocks have our shock therapy dual rate spring kit on it, as well as some additional valving to get this thing race ready and deal with all the chop and rough terrain that we encounter on the race course. We also have this proven performance wheel tire combination up here with the Maxxis Razor XT 33-inch tires with the Metal FX Delta R 15x9 beadlock wheels. On our A-pillar, we have our Baja Designs XL Pros combined with the Baja Designs S1 pods. These are up front, far out lights that we use for driving when we're not in dust. These protrude the light pretty far and allow us to see as far as we can. Down here at the front of the car, also behind our front bumper, we have this front axle guard that keeps the inner front CVs protected from any debris or rocks that they might get hit by. So they're slotted and vented for airflow to still allow to travel to the CVs. However, they are blocked by the plate from any debris that might get thrown up and hit the CVs. So it's a small part, it's a hidden part, but this is a key factor to our success on the race course. It is a 3/16-inch steel plate, powder coated, so that way, we still get that clean, sleek look, and it protects the front CVs from getting damaged by anything, but still allows enough airflow to keep them nice and cool so that they don't balloon and pop. These are all things that we've, learned over the 7-8 years that we've been racing, and we've just continued to develop and apply stuff that we've learned in the past to this car, and we're continuing to further develop this thing and figure out all the things that we can to keep going at the race course and finish on the podium every single time. So it's a small little detail, barely gets noticed, but it's a huge successor to our success on the race course, and this will be a product that will be released. Moving back, we got the DRT side mirrors as well as the PRP safety window nets, also all the sheet metal bodywork that we added. Inside the car is my favorite area. This is where most of the technology comes into play. Starting on the driver's side, we have our EVP mode, steering wheel with the functional buttons. So this is my siren, this is my push to talk, as well as the carbon fiber paddles that allow us to shift with the wheel turning. So awesome feature up here. We also have our AIM 10-inch MXP dash with the Zuccone Designs MXP dash bezel. This is our new dash cluster that we use to monitor the entire car and all the systems. Right next to that, we have our AIM K8 keypad. This is all of my controls for the car, so all different gears, drive modes, certain light functions that I like to control. Below this, we have all of our rugged radios and intercoms. So we have the rugged M1 radio, the 6100R intercom. We also have the antenna up here, as well as the Parker pumper right here. Below that, we have the K15 keypad, which controls all the rest of the functions. I put that right there for Sam to control and for her to have, total control of everything that she needs to control, right, easily accessible at her fingertips. Below that, battery switch. Underneath this awesome center console is our 27-gallon PowerTech fuel cell. So this allows us to go the distance that we need to go during the race and not run out of fuel. In here as well, we have our awesome DRT sun visors that we use quite frequently, especially driving into the dusk or early mornings, late nights, or early mornings at dusk. They're really nice to have, really functional. Allows us to continue to see even when we're driving blind with the sun. We also have all of the Axia alloys mounts around the car, mainly fire extinguishers, but we also have a couple different Axia accessories as well. Inside, we also have the Baja Designs dome lights. So this allows Sam and I to have a bit of light inside the cockpit at night, which we found at the last race very convenient, being out there in the middle of the night by ourselves, needing some extra lights. So these are awesome to have, especially with the button right here above our head. We can turn them on and off as we need.
I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do in this side of the car as the co-driver or the navigator of the Segway Super Villain for Jacob. On this side, he touched briefly on what I call the Starfighter handles, and this is my Starfighter button. What this allows me to do is radio to the pits, so I can let them know when we are 5 miles out, 4 miles out, 2 miles, and if there's any additional pit support we may need in case we need to replace a tire or if something else fell off, and they can get us what we need to continue on throughout the race. We use the low ramps. This is the Elite FS9. This is the only GPS that I've used, and I do really enjoy it. I know that there's a bunch of other brands out there, but this is what works best for us and what we do. There is a little bit of a riser on here to help bring it up. The main thing with being a navigator is motion sickness is what people battle with sometimes. And so you want to make sure that everything is in the right position so you can support your driver in a way that is not going to make you sick as well. The other things on this side is I have access to the controls of the car. So when Jacob says to turn on the front bumper lights or the lights up here on the A-pillar or anything, I can just quickly hit the button to turn on those lights unless I do it myself ahead of time. I also have control over the radios, anything like driver isolate if he doesn't want to hear any additional noise. The main role over here is to keep the vibes right and to make sure that the driver is comfortable and focused on what is happening in front of it. PRP makes an incredible seat, and we're very lucky to be sitting in these for 500 or 1,000 miles or wherever they may take us. And the best part is it's very important to have a good solid seat that you are comfortable in and that you can get the harnesses on and off quick, especially as a navigator, because there are times that you have to get in and out of this car just in case there is God forbid we have a tire issue, but in the event that there is a situation that happens, we have to be able to get in and out quickly, and PRP seats and harnesses allow us to do that in a timely fashion to get back in the car and get back on the course.
We have this big mesh screen right here in the car. We moved the front radiator and front heat exchanger for the intercooler to behind the car. We do this as a safety precaution. In desert racing, having all the coolers up front is a good way to get them damaged, especially when we're running in someone's dust. They're kicking up rocks. You know, we don't want a rock or anything to protrude into the cooler and end our day. So we moved them to behind the seats and added this mesh cover to just give them a little extra preventative. That, and also when we use our front bumper to go and nerf anyone, if we nerf them hard or if they brake check us, that bumper is going right into the radiator and that'll put a short end to our day. So we don't want that. We moved them to the back. Zuc Designs did all of the bracketry and relocating of the intercooler and the radiator. So we did all that work back at the shop. We also have our number plates down here. We also have some more beefy mud flaps. You know, the stock ones are great, but in a desert race scene, you know, a rock in your wheel will put a short end of your day as well, and we don't want that. So the little extra protection to the wheel and rear hubs is a nice additive. So this keeps it so that we don't have any issues like that. We also have a Zuc Design Segway battery mount up here, along with next to the radiators. Zuc Designs made some axle ducts, so we're getting a little bit more airflow to the rear axle CVs, keeping them nice and cool, keeping them from ballooning and exploding the CVs. That'll also put an end to our days. So these are all just little tips and tricks that we've learned over the years of racing that we applied to this car, and giving it a little bit extra performance on the race course to get us to the finish line, get us on the podium. Back here, same thing, shock therapy, dual rate spring kits and valving on the shocks, metal FX wheels and tires. We got an EVP catch can right here. We have our rear spare tire and Segway Boxo spare tire kit, PRP tire bag for all of our extra tools and accessories that we want. As you can see, we have the Starlink system on the top of the roof. That is our live stream setup that we have from Starstream Pro. That allows us to have not only Wi-Fi when we need to call or FaceTime anyone if we need to, but we also have the full live stream that is able to be streamed to YouTube 24/7. Back here, we also modified, you know, all the coolers, so we added a new coolant reservoir for both the radiator and heat exchanger, EVP coolant reservoir for the main radiator, and then we also modified the air intake setup. So this is the modified air intake setup. OEM airbox mounts to the driver's side of the engine. and then snakes around the back of the car to the turbo. This is just straight shot above the turbo, right down into the intake. So, a little shorter distance for, airflow, makes everything, keeps the intake temps down a little bit. So anything that we can add to this car to give us a little bit of a performing edge, we've added. Below the rear tire is our AGM jack. This is just in case we get a flat or need to jack up the car in any reason. Extremely nice to have. I put it in a convenient location to where it's easy to get to, but also out of the way from any damage from anyone possibly nerfing us or anything like that. At the back of the car, we have these prototype shock therapy rear radius rods. Mitch Shock Therapy, one of my closest friends in the industry, he knocked these out for me in a matter of days. So these will be hopefully a product that Shock Therapy will offer for the Segway Super Villain, but they're already made, they're already prototyped, and they're already proven on the race course after 1,200 miles now. So the Shock Therapy rear radius rods have been a huge factor into our winning success on the race course. They're a lot beefier than the OEM ones. Not that the OEM ones are weak in any way, but 4130 chromoly build, they're not going to get damaged by anything minor. So Shock Therapy rear radius rods hopefully coming soon to the consumers for the Segway Super Villain. Around this side, you can see that we have a different muffler on the car. This is our first prototype EVP muffler for the Segway Super Villain. We also have a EVP downpipe in the works right now. That will be on the car for the Laughlin Desert Classic coming up in October. So we're going to be releasing a bunch of EVP products for the Segway Super Villain here in the next coming months. So be sure to stay tuned for those parts coming out. We're excited to share these parts with you. We're excited to be the forefront of this platform with new products for this amazing platform. Along with that, Zook Designs also has a bunch of parts coming out for the Segway Super Villain. They will also be coming in the coming months. So we're excited to be on the forefront of everything with this car, really putting it to the test on the race course, proving this car to the industry, and releasing a bunch of cool new products for Segway Power Sports and the Super Villain. So be sure to stay tuned in the coming months for all these new products coming.